beautiful Mrs. Honeydew Carpenter. We are at some non-disclosed location deep in the Rocky Mountains of North Idaho. But today, even though we're kind of deep into winter here still, and in most places, we are starting to transition a little and get ready to do the Aircrete portion of our house, which is really exciting because, well, Mrs. Honeydew wants some insulation. So, but that being said, we were kind of radio silence, YouTube and social media wise, because we were up here for over a year with no internet, okay? And so, consequently, there was just a backlog of thousands of questions for the Honeydew Carpenter having to do with Aircrete, okay? And I mean, there were people who were having similar problems. There were just like common threads along all these thousands of questions that we got. And so I was able to put together some phenomenal PDFs, a beginner's guide for Aircrete. Now these aren't just recipes, one-page recipes. These are little booklets between 12 and 25 pages long, okay? And it goes into detail on every ingredient, why I put it in there, what it does, and what, so that people who understand these things and understand what they're trying to accomplish know that maybe a certain substitute would work as well.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's very comprehensive. As far as I know,
I was just gonna say, and if you can't get J-Lube, it has a way how to fix that too. Not to use.
Yeah, I mean, I had put J-Lube in the mixes. I don't even use it anymore. I leave it out of all my mixes. It does work to increase the surface tension of your bubbles. And that's what you want in Aircrete. You want strong bubbles so that you don't have collapses. And as far as I know, out there in the ether and on the internet, I was like the only guy who wasn't having problems with these collapsing issues. And you know, I just kind of had a fundamental foundation in the cement industry, building roads and highways and stuff, and I was certified in concrete mix designs and stuff, so I had an idea what ingredients, whether they're natural or whether they're chemical or whatever, how it affects that chemical reaction of the initial setup of Portland cement. I just kind of had that, and what I realized was I thought everybody thought about cement like I did. I really did. I was like, oh yeah, you know, here's the recipe. What? Yeah. But not everybody understood like what lime was for. I mean, lime water encapsulates magnesium and carbon particles and anything that makes water hard, and it'll soften it, you know. And that's what, just as an example, that's what that one ingredient is for. And so, just so you know, I go through every ingredient, and I teach you exactly what to do to test your water source and make sure that it isn't being a hindrance to your Aircrete or causing your collapses, because acidic water can do that. And
so that being said, there's still the old recipes on there that we've always sold that are still the same prices, but for the new updated versions for everything, like the beginner's guide, it has 3 different things in there, 3 different recipes. It's like a little package about how to get from start to finish and how to use it.
Yeah, it's 3 little mini booklets is what it is.
Yeah. And then there's the step-by-step guide for the wall panels, and then I believe there's a...
and I even did a PDF on how, a step-by-step on how to make the frames for the wall panels in any configuration, you know. And so that's, well, I just done the wall panels so far. But the one for the gable ends and the dog houses and making art out of them and everything, that one is coming.
And we're also going to make a new PDF for the large foam mate instead of just the small.
Yeah.
That's all we have right now.
Right. And Mrs. Honeydew and I, when we were up at our shop, we filmed a step-by-step tutorial on how to put these together. Guys, the thing is this hyperinflation crap is just putting us out of freaking business. I mean, like literally a plumbing fitting that was $1 or less or 38 cents is now $3.99. It's in freaking insane how much it costs. And so it's like there's a lot of handymen out there that have probably half of the fittings already in their shop. I did. Well, I'm weird, but
just little. No, there are people who do have all that on.
Yeah, and so there might be some substitutes or other things or whatnot, but I put together a comprehensive step-by-step guide for the foam mate and putting it together, and that is going to be a big deal too.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Ken Nielsen says like, subscribe, and share. Smiley face. Aw, thank you. Yeah, you guys. What we really need is a big time sharing of not our lives, but our day-to-day videos, the ones that are edited. Share the heck out of those. And any ones that you kind of like, just share as much as possible.
Yeah. And so another thing is the stucco mate. Spraying, all I ever did was invent it and spray one little panel out, and I invented it with the intention of being able to use it to build our house, and show people that you could just take a regular little 4 cm CFM air compressor and still do these things with a sand mixture. Yeah, 1 second.
All right. So Kenny Bean says, hey, hope all is well. Great shorts. Can't wait to see the lime mixture works out. I know. I am so excited on that too. I'm like crossing my fingers, but I don't even know, because everything he does works.
So, you know, I mean, I didn't invent the idea of the stucco mate. All right, there already was commercial applications for that. Mm-hmm. So you take this tool here and you scoop it into your plaster, or you scoop it into your sand mixture for stucco, and you have a huge compressor with a 1-inch hose, because this thing has like 4 nozzles in it, and it blows them out through there. It was too big for anybody's normal compressor in their shop.
In their home shop?
Yeah, in their home shops. And so
all right. So Darwin is running off to find something else to show you guys.
So, you know, I, being the guy that I am, I invented this. And it has 1 nozzle. And it just has a 1-foot thing on it that you just attach to it. And it comes apart easily, so you can just spray it out with the hose and clean it out. I just used this one for the first time since I invented it years ago. And I have some little short clips showing me plastering and sealing the inside of my walls, getting ready to pour Aircrete in them. And man, it works so dang good.
Why is this one dirty and that one so clean?
What one dirty?
This is dirty.
Oh, I guess maybe I didn't quite. But the inside is clean. See, I put a cap in the bottom so that you can pull it apart and you can just rinse it out so the inside's clean. You know, you can see the, you know, but and then you just put it back together and put it on the shelf and it's ready to go for next time after you rinse it out. But man, this thing works great. On the original shop that I built for Grandpa, we just took trial by trial and put it on, and it took forever. And I didn't have an air compressor. I tried this big commercial one, but my air compressor wasn't big enough to run it. It would run it for like 2 seconds, and then it would be out, and it wouldn't work. And so I came up with that stucco mate, and it is a phenomenal DIY product.
It's amazing.
And so, anyways, we have those on our Etsy store as well.
Melinda says, well, hello, y'all. Finally caught a live chat. Oh, I'm so glad you made it. Thank you. And love the many videos, too. Aw, you guys are so super sweet. Thank you. Oh, Beaver Creek Farm Life. Thank you. You're so awesome. He put up a link there with our Koji store. And you can go there and you can click and buy all the PDFs.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for that, Beaver Creek. Benjamin says, hey guys, keep up the good work. Aw, thank you so much. Aw, you guys are always so nice. Beaver Creek Farm Life, he put our Patreon link up there. And if you guys are interested in supporting us in any way, you can, there's anywhere from $5 and you'll get a monthly newsletter to $15 where you can join us every week when we're doing a live show. Right now we're talking all about the Rocket Mass heater and doing how-tos on the book, the Darwin Rowe.
Yeah, I'm going through it step by step. And Mrs. Honeydew and I are building several of them as we speak, and she's filming the step by step. So the step by step videos will be available here soon as well.
We also have some bigger packages on there that we are sharing on Patreon too. So if you wanted to pay like a big $100 a month, you could save up and come up and do a workshop with us once a year.
Right. And right now it's kind of
Mary has to go back to work. Bye, Mary.
Bye,
Have a good
Mary.
day.
It's kind of cost prohibitive to build a stove one at a time. So we're building 4 or 5 of them at one time, because when you set the machine up to do a bend, you might as well do 5 bends versus just doing one and then changing and retooling the machine to do like the pans and stuff, and then retooling the machine again. You might as well do 5 pans at once. And so just keeping that in mind, we are going to have some stoves fully complete that will be for sale. Not a ton of them, but we'll have a few for a few people out there that just are like, they understand the value of these things.
But also understand that the shipping costs a lot.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you look at really good, high quality stoves that are out there, and they're running anywhere from like $5,000 to $7,000. Julie did a review on a stove that is it's a pretty cool stove, I guess, for as a pellet stove or whatnot. And that thing's $4,000 or $5,000. But this stove, I mean, it'll burn wet wood, it'll do anything, and it'll save you. I mean, we're in an uninsulated house, and we haven't even gone through 3 cord of wood this year, and it's been running 24/7, like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for months now, you know. the amount of savings that you would get with this stove will just be absolutely incredible. So they are going to be priced, around the $4,000 or $5,000 range. And the shipping, the last time I shipped one to South Carolina, it was about $458 for the shipping.
And that was 3 years ago.
And that was 3 years ago. So the shipping could be a pretty substantial thing. But if you understand the value of it and want one, we will have some available. Just saying.
Beaver Creek Farm Life says, I am envious of the mountains on your videos. I think we have some of your weather. 50 degrees lower and sleeting. Love you guys. Yeah, you guys have some of our weather over there. That's okay. You can keep it.
So, that being said, that's kind of cool. We have a creek in our backyard just below our house that runs through those dogwoods where I cut the tree down that I was burning in this thing. And I took a little Instagram short clip of it, so you can follow us on Instagram and go look at our daily clips that we post on Instagram too.
Yeah, it's probably about 50 degrees here, but it's not sleeting, so it's warm here.
It is?
Yeah. Wasn't it a beautiful day? We were outside yesterday.
Oh, yesterday it was. I want to see what the temperature is right now.
Okay. Benjamin says, fun to check out a fellow creator's live stream. I haven't done live streams for the most part. Well, hi, Benjamin. Fellow creator. That's cool.
So, yeah, it's 40 degrees out right now.
Yeah, sorry, I was wrong.
Well,
I expected it to warm up today, though. Because, it's only 10 in the morning.
Right.
All right, so Benjamin, Beaver Creek Farm Life says, I am going to post links individually. It looks like one continuous link on the first 2 Patreons. Thank you so much for that, Alan. You're so awesome. Benjamin says, 11 degrees here in southwest Minnesota. Benjamin, that's awesome. Benjamin, so yeah. Okay. We need to look up Benjamin because he's a fellow creator. So, we'll have to look at that. Do you see his last Sasha? I don't even know that, so we'll have to look that up. Thanks, Benjamin. And so, Beaver Creek Farm Live, he put some more links up that are easier to tell and see. So thank you for that. Our Etsy link and everything. Wow. Hello from Russia with love. That's so amazing. All right. Does anyone have any questions before we go? And I just bumped the camera.
Yeah, we're kind of a little bit in a hurry this morning. There's some chicks that hatched, and we got to go deal with some chicken stuff. So.
Okay. Yep. Dang, heat wave there. Yes.
Well, it's
We
kind
were
of
outside yesterday, and my boys were like, "It's hot," and they took their shirt off and running around. And I'm like, "Wow."
yeah, and it's like 50 degrees, and it's hot, because they're so acclimated to it being much colder.
Yeah.
And that happens up here a lot. They call this time of year when we're moving into spring the big tease. So it'll get really nice. You'll have a few great days, and you'll be like, "Oh, this is awesome," and then it'll dump like 6 inches of snow on you.
Right. Hey, James says, I'm not really ready to build a stove yet, but will your Patreon work a year from now? Yes. We're planning on the Patreon just being an ongoing thing from here on out.
Very good question.
And yes, it is.
And all the lives that we're doing will be on the Patreon. So if someone a year from now wants to go on and become a patron at that level of the $15 a month, they can go in and get access to all the lives through the step-by-step of Melanie and I going through the book.
Yeah, well, I think I have to work on that. I haven't been able to figure that all yet. on how to get all the links up there for new person to look at the old ones. So I do have a learning curve, so please bear with me, okay?
So worst case scenario, there will be edited step by step on there or whatever, or maybe our edited lives will be.
I don't know. It's a learning curve. We're getting better and better each time. So in a year, we should actually know what we're doing.
Right. And our off-site shop is down the valley and up on the other side of the valley, clear over there. However, what's kind of cool is we have a line of sight to it. And so I'm thinking about, because we have an issue with not having good internet up there to do lives at the shop. And so I'm looking at bouncing our Starlink from here, line of sight, over to our internet from our Starlink over here, 5 miles away. And
Awesome.
so
I didn't even know that. All right. Wonderful. Guys, have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys later.
thanks, guys.